Ladies and gentlemen, gather round for a tale of ancient bling, business, and some glorious divine retribution. Ever wonder how a guy named King Solomon went from your average Joe king to one of the most wealthiest kings in biblical history? Well, get ready, because we're about to unravel the saga of King Solomon. But here's the million-dollar question. How'd this dude rise to financial stardom, only to crash and burn like a blunt on 420? So let's jump into it. So it all kicks off in a dusty corner of the Middle East, where King David decides to pass the crown to his son, Solomon. Now, let's get real here. Solomon was about as prepared to run a kingdom as a turtle in a marathon. But hey, sometimes some gigs are just too good to pass up, right? Solomon had this massive kingdom, but zero idea what to do with it. So he decided to play a little Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and pick 3 life paths: trading, construction, and gold. Our boy Solomon was like the George Soros of the ancient world, and he knew the key to riches was through trade. He sent out caravans of camels loaded with spices, gold, and all sorts of exotic stuff, like he was Amazon Prime delivering anything and everything to your door. And instead of 2-day shipping, it was more like 2 weeks for your shekels back. But here's the twist. Solomon wasn't just an armchair lazy king. He got his hands dirty. Man was in the trenches. He struck deals with neighboring kingdoms, and even wowed the Queen of Sheba with his smarts. She came bearing gifts, and by gifts I mean gold. He was taking deposits left and right. The dude was out here finessing other kings and queens out of that sweet cash. Now what do you do when you're the king of the hill and got cash to burn? You build stuff, of course. Solomon went all out on construction, like a king with a go big or go home mindset. First, he whipped up the first temple in Jerusalem, which was basically the ancient version of the Burj Khalifa. Tourists flocked to this place like it was Disney World, bringing their offerings and fattening Solomon's coffers. But wait, there's more! Solomon's palace was the Versailles of the ancient world, a place so lavish even Trump would be envious. Alright, let's talk about Solomon's drip. This guy was made a throne that had more gold than an Olympic medal podium. Even his clothes were laced with gold. If toilets existed back then, he would most definitely have a couple made out of gold. He made rappers look poor with his ostentatious displays of wealth. But here's where the story takes a twist worthy of a daytime soap opera. As Solomon got richer, he did what most rich people do, fall into degeneracy. He decided to collect wives like they were rare Pokemon. These foreign wives brought their foreign gods, and Solomon ended up playing spiritual roulette. You know the saying, M.O. money, M.O. problems? Well, it's not just a rap lyric, it's a historical fact. Solomon's riches led him down a rocky road. As he started worshiping these foreign gods, in spite of the true God that gave him all his blessing, he had to learn the hard way not to bite the hand that feeds. So God, being the cynical deity that he is, cursed him to spend his days as a broke-ass fill in the blank, so the legend goes. So God pulled the plug on Solomon's kingdom. It was the ultimate margin call, a $2 trillion empire gone. As his money left, so did his collection of wives, all 700 plus of them. Now you're thinking, how can all that money just vanish? Its simple wealth in ancient times was measured differently. Sure, he had mountains of gold which was stolen by the Assyrians and Babylonians, but his actual wealth was in alliances with other kingdoms and resources such as livestock, lumber, horses, food, and all types of merchandise. His greed made him too arrogant, and it all slipped away. But what about the ending, you ask? Well, it's not some epic battle or a dragon duel. Nah, it's just old age that does the trick. After a lifetime of chasing wealth and making it rain gold, Solomon dies broke and alone in the most boring way. So remember, even the richest kings can fall from grace when they start straying from their path. So, whether you're stacking shekels or building empires, keep your eye on the prize and your heart in the right place. Solomon's tale isn't just a lesson in wealth, it's a lesson in balance. That's all. Subscribe for more.